So throw yourself in the deep end. I don't know what that is for you, but I know that whatever you're doing, it's probably not as good as simply putting yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to grow. How did you learn how to swim? And while you're thinking of that, let me tell you about how I learned how to swim. So when I was really little, my dad would swim in my pool in my front yard a lot. And I would always be so envious because he would do it, my older brother would do it, and I just couldn't do it. So eventually one day I told my dad I want to swim. So what my dad did is he picked me up and he threw me in the pool. I thought I was going to drown. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't drown. I found a way because I was fighting. And I wanted to learn how to do this, and I got thrown into the deep end. It's like a saying, everybody says, get thrown in the deep end and you'll have to fight for your life. And that's how I've learned a lot of things in my life. I'm telling you, you need to put yourself in the deep end. You got to fight for whatever goal or thing that you want. Because every goal that I have right now seems impossible. But when you get thrown in that water's not going anywhere, but you'll find a way. You always find a way. We always find a way because we fight. It's our innate just survival instinct kicking in. We don't want to drown. So what do? We swim. Do we know how to swim? No. But we find a way. Doggy paddle, whatever, do what you need to do. When I'm making videos like this, I know I'm going into the deep end. And the deep end is simply all these other YouTubers and creators and podcasters and people who are making videos just like mine, doing way better than me, and I'm getting into the playing field with all these seasoned veterans. I'm someone who doesn't even know how to hold a sword. But you know what's not going to happen? It's not going to be over. I'm not going to die. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep falling on my face. I'm going to get beat up in the arena analogy. I'm going to get beat up. I'm going to get knocked on my face, but they're never going to kill me. They're just going to make me into someone that has wisdom and knowledge of what this is. You need to treat your hobby, the thing that you want, like survival. Put yourself in a situation where it's almost like you're in the deep end. Because the water, it's not getting any warmer. It's not getting any colder. It's going to be the same. It's just going to sit there. And you got to get in. As scary as it seems, I have so many people around me that tells me, I want to do this. I want to do this. But you just need to start doing it. Even if it seems so impossible. See, growing up, I used to have all these best friends and people I played soccer with. And one thing they all had in common is that they spoke Spanish. See, I don't speak the best Spanish. I can speak some Spanish, but I'll get into that another day. But I'm learning Spanish. And you see, here at college, I wanted to have a Spanish minor, but I didn't feel like I needed to take the introductory course, and the medium level course seemed like I knew some of it, but I didn't know all of it. So I went up to the professor that taught the upper level courses and I said, hey, I have a lot of best friends back at home that speak Spanish. My dad speaks Spanish pretty well. They looked me up and down and said, yeah, you're good. We'll just put you in the upper level courses. What did that do? I went into this class expecting it was going to be a little hard. I was going to learn things kind of a little slow. No, I put myself in the deep end without even realizing. But one thing I didn't do is get out of the water. I kept trying to swim, and swimming, speaking Spanish, or whatever hobby you can think of, is becoming a little easier when I just fight to survive. See, in these Spanish classes I'm taking, I can't go down. I'm started at upper level and I've already completed one of them and I made an A in the class. And now I can't go below that. I can't take any lower level courses. I have to keep going up. That's the way it's structured at my college. So what I'm having to do is going to these classes where they speak no English at all and just try my best to survive, to stay above water, to float, to do something. Because that's better than doing nothing and saying that, oh, I want to speak Spanish. Oh, I want to learn Spanish. I jumped in the deep end. And in this case, I didn't even realize, but I'm seeing the benefits. I'm learning Spanish. I'm able to hear and read and write more Spanish better than I have in my entire life when I was trying to do it on my own. Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, any movies, those are all on my time. And what happens on my time is that I get preoccupied doing all these other things, so I forget about wanting to learn Spanish. But now I'm in the deep end that I have deadlines, I have exams that I have to take that I don't want to make bad grades in. Because I have all these things weighing down on me, the water in this scenario, I'm forced to fight. I'm forced to just try and see how I can get better with each different circumstance. And that's what I'm saying. I'm learning so much faster than I ever have. When it comes to videos or Spanish or any other thing, when I put myself in a situation where I am forced to learn, forced to adapt, forced to get better, that is when progress, success, and growth happens. So throw yourself in the deep end. I don't know what that is for you, but I know that whatever you're doing, it's probably not as good as simply putting yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to grow. For me, that's literally me. I have to get better at my Spanish. In these classes where people are speaking Spanish, they're saying words and there's words on my test that I have no idea what they mean. So I'm in a situation where I have to get better. Otherwise, my grades are not going to be the best, and I want my grades to be the best. And I know whatever you're doing, I'm assuming that you want to be the best that you can be at it. And you're always going to be at a disadvantage if you're not in a situation where you have to get better. When I think about athletics or fitness or sports, I run track. I'm a track athlete. And I'm in a situation right now where all my teammates are great. All my teammates are so freaking good. And even today, I have a workout that's so hard. It's going to make me cry and it's going to make me freaking hurt so bad. But I know that I'm forced to do it well. And I'm forced to give it my all because I know if I don't, I'm not going to get faster. I know if I don't post videos like these, even in a sea of videos where it might not ever get viewed, I'm not going to get better at posting videos. If I don't take my Spanish test and I'm in situations where all they're speaking is Spanish and not a single bit of English, I have to learn better Spanish. Put yourself in situations where you have to get better. You have to. And that starts with simply finding out where it is and putting yourself in those situations. For me, I literally want my productivity to be better, so I try my best to put myself in situations and scenarios and places that I can have increased productivity. Whether that's a coffee shop, whether that's in a state where my phone's on the other side of the room, I'm forced to work at what is in front of my face. And when there's people around me working, maybe in a coffee shop, I'm forced almost to put myself in my work. And it may be gradual for you. You may need to start getting on your phone less. You may need to put your phone on the other side of the room as another step. You may need to go to a coffee shop as a third step. But whatever it may be, just put yourself in the deep end. Because I promise everything, every single thing that you want to get better at, when you fight and you have no choice but to improve and do what you can to make it work, that is when it happens. When I was little and I said I wanted to swim, I said I wanted to swim all the time. But I wasn't in situations where I fought to see if I could swim. And my dad throwing me in the pool and me having to literally fight for my life. I thought I was going to die. I got out of the pool, and although I was scared and maybe a little upset with my dad, looking back at it, I'm like, holy crap, I can swim. And I'm able to put myself in those situations more often and get better. It's like an icebreaker. And I don't know what your icebreaker may be. Maybe it's starting that first product on that line of business. Doing it when there's so many other products that people could buy, but you just do it. You put yourself in the deep end and you force yourself to thrive. Investing money into a business or a practice or video equipment to make a videos, you're in a situation where you just spend a bunch of money. So you have to work at what you're doing to get that money back. I don't know what it is, but there's plenty of different hobbies and things that you want to do. I know you want to do and you want to get better at, but you have to put yourself in situations where you have no choice but to get better. I'm not saying blow all your money or cut people off or absolutely destroy your phone so you have no distractions, but just make it a gradual process. Ever since that moment when I was a kid and my dad threw me in the deep end, I learned that when I'm forced to fight, growth, success, progress happens. And I want that for you. Put yourself in the deep end. Make a video like I'm making right now. Do something where you have no choice but to get better and succeed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, listening, wherever you're getting it from, and I hope you have a blessed day.